Hey folks, it's Doc Phoenix back with all the Marios. This is the Game & Watch gallery.
Okay.
You can see is clearly a Mario game. So,
Is it a Mario game Mario is playing?
no.
So what was he playing?
The Game & Watch gallery has... It's a collection of 4 Game & Watch games, plus updated modern versions of them.
Okay.
So, and the modern versions have, like, changed graphics, and they're Mario characters. Anyway, it also has an interrupt save feature, where you can just pause and turn off and come back and it'll be saved. And also it tells you that you can mute the music. So here's the 4 games that it has. Manhole, Fire, Octopus, and Oil Panic. So, going through these, I went through all of these. I played through... You've got Classic Mode and Modern Mode, Easy and Hard difficulty for both. And in order to, like, unlock all of the things, you need to get 1,000 points in each mode of each game.
Okay.
So, this is Manhole. You're a man sewer worker guy? And, oh no, there's this parade of drunks walking over these open manholes, but you only have one manhole cover. So, you need to move to place the manhole cover so that they don't fall in the sewer.
Okay.
So, here's my full actual playthrough of it. It's weird. I'm not sure I understand what... Like, most of the Game & Watch games we've seen so far have been like, here's a job that a person would do, and there's something going on. This is just... Why is there a parade of drunks?
Are they drunks?
They vaguely look drunk in some of the sprites. That's what I assumed.
I'm just wondering how this architectural marvel works.
Yeah, there's just these...
Suspended water?
No, I think this is supposed to represent, like, 2 bridges next to each other.
Okay, how do you get across then?
You monkey bar jump from the center bar of one across to the other?
Okay, but this is clearly not a Mario game.
This is not, no. I went through the classic versions of all of the games first, and by the way, just feature here, if you reach 300 points in Manhole, it erases all of your misses, and if you didn't have any misses, you get double score until the next time that you miss. So that's why the score is now flashing. I'm getting double score.
You're in fever mode.
But anyway, yeah, so there's... I went through the classic versions of all the games first, just to kind of get them done, because the modern versions were more interesting, and I had to get the 1,000 points on everything to unlock stuff anyway, so I figured I'd get that out of the way first. And then we'll get to actual Mario.
Okay.
But, you know, this provides an important foundation for understanding the modern versions of these games. You know, this is a very Game & Watch game.
Yes.
There's the 4 positions. You have to be at the right spot at the right time when the person steps on there, and it's very frantic.
Isn't that most Game & Watch games, though?
As I discovered, no.
Okay.
And you'll see in some of the later games that it varies. This one feels, again, it felt to me more like a traditional Game & Watch game. And by the way, when your score goes over 1,000, it doesn't have a 4th digit, so it just rolls back over.
Ah.
That's why my score is now 24. And there's a gallery corner.
Okay.
That's a thing in the game is when you get a certain amount of points, 400 or 800, then you can unlock in the gallery. And each of the things in here is just like one of the Game & Watch, just a Game & Watch game that you can like look at and see. And also you can see there I've got 5 stars.
Okay.
Each star is 200 points. So, like I said, you need 1,000 points to get the 5 stars on each game.
So now we're gonna watch this again.
But this is on hard mode.
What makes it harder?
I think it's just faster.
For a game that has 3 buttons?
2.
This game has 2 buttons?
Well, no. It's got a D-pad and a button.
Okay.
The button is for diagonal.
Right. So it basically has 3 inputs.
It has up, down, left, right, and diagonal.
Yeah, but 2 of those are not active at any time. So there's only 3 valid choices at any state in the game.
Okay, sure. There's also not moving. That's a valid choice.
Right? So there's 4 choices you can make at any game instance.
Yes.
This is not exactly chess, is what I'm trying to say. There's not a lot to talk about.
Yeah, I thought this wasn't as long as it is. Anyway, there's my 1,000, and
Then you kept going?
for each of them I went until I actually lost.
Okay. Why did they throw... Okay.
Because they fell in the sewer, and they're gonna fling the sewage off of themselves. So anyway, that's the 1,000 points on both classics of Manhole. And you can see on the left side is easy, on the right side is the hard. And I got all the stars. Go on to fire.
So this is classic fire.
Yeah, this has exactly 2 buttons, left and right.
Yeah.
In fire, there is a building on fire, and there are infinite people in the building jumping out, and you need to save them by bouncing them on your trampoline into this ambulance. This is what happens when you miss. They just fall on the ground and get angry. They don't really get hurt. They just get angry. In this one, it doesn't have the double score thing like Manhole does, but it does have at 200, 500, and 700 points, it will erase all of your misses.
Okay.
And there's a secret. This is the thing in the game that it tells you that if you get 1,000 points, you get
It will tell you a secret.
It doesn't actually tell you a secret. It just, you get stars, and the stars will unlock things. And here's my full playthrough of Game A of Fire. And it gets much more frantic and interesting once you get past the start, like most Game & Watch games do. But yeah, it's you move left and right. You need to be at the spot where the guy is landing so that you catch them, and that's the game.
Yep. It's a game that you play on a watch.
The one mechanic that's a common thing in all of these games is that every 100 points, like when you cross a threshold of 100 points, the speed will jump back down. Like, the speed will steadily increase, and then at the 100-point threshold, it just kind of ticks back down.
Mm.
And, like, it's less of a decrease than the increase that happens total, so over time, it just gets faster and faster. But, okay, it wasn't 200, and 700, it was only 200 and 500.
In this game, the misses are bandages that need to be applied to people after they fall on the ground.
You only have 3 bandages. Your budget does not allow for more than 3 bandages. Except when you've saved 200 or 500 people. Then you get some more bandages.
Mm-hmm. That's how the healthcare system works.
This I was able to keep going for a while after the 1,000. Now, for this game, there actually is a major difference with hard mode.
Okay.
That difference being, they can jump out of the 3rd floor as well.
Mm.
This makes things a hell of a lot more complicated because you kind of saw there, they will just stand at the balcony there, and they will jump when they're good and fucking ready.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's someone there, you have to be constantly watching to see if, like, they're gonna jump off unexpectedly and be ready to go catch him. So this took a bit to get used to and get down and clear. Because also, like all of the Game & Watch games, the hard mode is faster in addition to this added difficulty mechanic, so...
Just listening to those high-speed Game & Watch ticks.
You can see things are getting pretty frantic.
Yeah.
That score's going up pretty fast now. Also, this building is just on fire forever.
With smoke billowing out.
And there's just infinite people in this building. What is this building? Is this the Clash House Tower?
Some kind of apartment complex?
Anyway, I just barely made it over 1,000 for this one, so... That's fire.
That is fire.
And this explains the stars mechanic now.
How many can you get?
And yeah, it does cap at 5 stars, so the 1,000 points is the most that it tracks for stars. Anyway, once you've gotten 20 stars, it gives you the cast.
The credit roll?
Not exactly! Because it's not the credits of the game, it's the cast. And it's the cast of the modern versions. So...
Well, because the classic version, the cast is Game & Watch.
The cast is generic Game & Watch civilian.
The character Game & Watch.
No. Game & Watch is not a character yet. Mr. Game & Watch is an amalgam of various Game & Watch
Mr.
characters.
Game & Watch, the character Game & Watch.
That's not a character.
The concept of Game & Watch. Fire Mario.
Fire Luigi. Don't fire Luigi. He's a very good worker.
Fire
Toad,
though.
though. He's a little shit. Fire Yoshi. Yoshi's just gonna sit there eating all of your stuff.
Yeah. Fire Donkey Kong Jr.
I don't think that's fair.
Fire Bomb-Oms.
That's just dangerous.
Fire Peach.
Fire the monarchy.
So why are they playing fire with a cannon?
They're having a fireworks show for some reason outside the castle. Octopus.
So that's a new character then.
The Octopus.
The Octopus.
Also, Lakitu is in this game, you'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't really understand what's going on here. Just, the princess is in the castle throwing these bob-ombs out at them. I think we'll have, like, once we actually see the modern versions of the games, we'll understand some of these things better, or at least be able to bullshit something better. But, this is just what it is now. Here's the end. To be
B10.
continued.
Oh. To be continued?
Because this isn't the end credits.
Okay. There's Peach. She's waving.
Yep.
Mario and Luigi are pointing at each other. Or perhaps shrugging?
Hey! We did the thing! So yeah, you can see here now we've got all of the stars on Manhole and Fire, so moving on to Octopus. Octopus is different. Whereas most of the Game & Watch games that we've seen so far, both in this game and in the series as a whole, have been, there is some problem, you need to react to it and deal with the problem. In this, you're the problem. You play as these divers trying to steal this sunken treasure from this octopus. Each time you grab from the treasure chest, it's 1 point. Once you've grabbed something, you can return to the boat. Getting back on the boat is 3 points. The octopus is reaching its tentacles out. When they're fully reached out, then they are damaging, and the octopus will grab you and, I guess, murder you. Like that. The first tentacle has 2 spots that it can potentially go to. Also, in any of these games, if you game over with less than 100 points, it gives you a little hint. So, this is Octopus. Yeah, you can see that first tentacle can go up, or it can go down. And there's the 5 spots total that you can go to, and each of the other tentacles just goes to the 1 spot. This game also has the mechanic of at 200 and 500 points, your misses will be erased. So you'll get another full 3 divers.
Your divers get rescued or something.
Or you get replacements.
You can afford replacements.
This game is weird because you're not reacting to something. You have to dictate the pace and figure out, like, when is it safe to go? When do you turn back? You need to kind of figure out, is it more efficient to sit there grabbing treasure from the chest, or should I run back to the boat? Because, like, there's no... You could just sit there grabbing from the chest and never return to the boat and still get the high scores. It's just the returning to the boat gets you 3 points. So, it's weird. This one took me a bit to really, like, understand how to play. Hard mode. There is a difference with hard mode. That being that, you can see, if you're paying attention, in easy, the tentacles would reach all the way out, come all the way back. Some amount of time passes, they reach all the way out, come all the way back.
Right.
In this, sometimes they will stop with one segment still out, and then, like, come right back out. So, like, the tentacles...
They don't retract all the way.
Yeah. That's the only mechanical difference with hard mode.
Is it not even that much faster?
It probably is faster, but it's... Like, once you kind of understand how to play this game, then you really just need to be paying attention and going when it's safe. Yeah, that's an octopus. It's a very bored-looking octopus.
Yeah.
Just sitting forever at this sunken ship.
I don't think these diving helmets actually work. Like, they're not connected to anything.
Clearly, they're just holding their breath, and that's to keep the water out. I guess. Or, like, they think it'll protect them from the octopus, but it won't. Anyway, all the divers are dead now. That was Octopus. Oil Panic is very different. So, first of all, this is another one, the only controls are left and right. Same was that true of Octopus, the only controls were left and right. So in this game, you're reacting to stuff. I kind of didn't understand what the hell was going on at first, so I immediately got a miss by dumping oil on one of our customers. So you're playing as this gas station attendant employee, and oh no, there's an oil leak in the break room above these stoves that are always on fire that we can't turn off. So you need to catch the oil in your bucket so it doesn't land on the fire and cause a fire.
A fire miss.
Yeah, this has 2 separate miss tracks. On the top, you've got misses where you've missed an oil drop and there's a fire. On the bottom, you've got the misses where you dumped the oil on somebody. Because you've got your boss down below who is back and forth going with this big oil drum. That your bucket can only hold 3 drops of oil. So you've got to empty it out into this oil drum. And if you empty it out when the drum's not there, the oil dumps onto one of our customers, which is bad.
The gas station customers.
Yes.
Why is the oil coming from above?
Because this is a poorly designed gas pipe system. They've just got the oil pipe running through this room upstairs for some reason. And it happens to be leaking. So the pump's not working because the pipe's leaking. So the boss has to run back and forth with the oil drum. This is what happens when you get 300 points with no misses in this game, by the way.
You get oil deposit mode.
Instead of double score, you get double boss.
Yeah, that's... If I do really well at work, I get twice as many bosses showing up.
And this only lasts for a short time. It doesn't last until you miss.
Mm-hmm.
But, right, each oil... Yeah, you can see there, the bosses just kind of merged back together.
Yeah.
Right, the score in this. Each drop that you catch in your bucket is 1. When you dump your bucket into the oil drum, you get 1 point per drop that you had. But if you had a full 3 drops in your bucket, then you get 5 points instead of 3.
Mm-hmm.
So you're kind of encouraged to fill up to 3 before dumping, but at the same time, if you're full at 3, then you can't catch more oil, and so if you've timed things wrong, then the boss isn't there to catch the oil, and you're screwed.
Sort of timing 2 things.
Yeah. This is, by the way, I didn't really explicitly mention, this was a, like, the actual physical Game & Watch game was a 2-screen game.
Yeah, that seems apparent. One screen with more color than the other.
Well, this is the Super Game Boy thing. I don't know what colors were actually in the original Game & Watch titles. The colors, of course, were just whatever was on the painted back display.
Yeah.
The actual graphics are all being displayed as just the black sprites.
They've kind of demonstrated... Who are these customers?
I don't know!
Like, there's person with skirt and ponytail, and then guy with extremely square smile.
They're people who need gas for their cars, and the gas station is broken. Anyway, hard mode for this also did not have any meaningful mechanical differences. It's just faster.
Okay.
Actually, I think, like, the main thing is that the boss is faster. Like, he'll spend less time at each of the ends, so you have less opportunity to dump your bucket.
You know, a lot of this could be avoided if he brought his giant oil bucket up and put the bucket underneath.
Well, I mean, he's got to be delivering the oil to the customers.
Is he?
I mean, his bucket isn't infinite.
Is it?
That's what, like, the description in the manual says, that he's delivering to the customers. Anyway, yeah, if you have any misses at 300, then it erases all of your misses of both types. Instead of double boss mode. Because, this is another thing I didn't really explicitly mention, that, because it tracks your misses separately, you need to have 3 misses of the same type to game over.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a bit more leeway with it. This is another one that took me a while just to kind of get my head around, because it was so different from just the pure reaction-based Game & Watch games that I'd gotten used to. Anyway, I got all the stars in all the classics things. And this is telling you what the gallery mode is. When you get 800 points in each thing, you get the galleries.
Mm-hmm.
And once you've gotten 40 stars, which is half of the game complete, you get the credits. So, this is basically the exact same cutscene, just with the credits instead of, the cast.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So now we're doing the modern versions.
Now we're doing the modern versions. I got all the stars for the classic versions. That's out of the way. So let's check out the modern versions, because they changed them up a lot.
Okay.
So, modern Manhole, it's the actual controls are the same, but you see now, instead of one manhole cover, there's a cover for each of the gaps. And, you know, you can be holding it when one of the people crosses. The people in here are Toads, and your manhole worker is Yoshi. And, you know, if you're there when they cross, then you just hold up the manhole cover and everything's fine. Donkey Kong Jr. was there.
Does this take place on Yoshi's Island, or...?
I don't know. This is just like some weird bridge space? Maybe this is some kind of weird toll bridge that the Yoshis run?
A broken toll bridge.
Yes. Anyway, if you're not holding up one of the manholes when someone steps on it, they'll still get across just fine, but that manhole will fall into the river, and then you'll need to, like, pick it back up, which takes some time. So, you can kind of see that they're falling into the water there, and I need to pick them back up. Also, Mario's there. And again.
Unless that was Luigi, and we just can't tell.
I mean, the cast said it was Mario.
Oh,
The cast roll thing that we got only listed Mario, so... Yeah.
It seems more lenient?
It is a lot more lenient. It actually took me a lot of tries to get the 1,000 points on, Classic Manhole. This one, I actually got it on my first shot.
Oh.
Like, for both the easy and the hard. And you can kind of see there, that I just showed, that, if someone steps on the open gap, because you haven't put the manhole over, you can catch them! And actually, like, lift them up with the manhole cover.
You got a Donkey Kong Jr. miss.
Yeah, the misses are actually, like, show who missed. You briefly saw there was a heart.
Yeah.
In this game, at 200 and 500, and I think also 700 in the modern versions, a chubby shows up. The chubby being, for some reason, what they called Monty Moles in this brief period of time. And it throws a heart. And if you catch the heart, then it erases one miss. So, unlike the originals, you actually have to do some extra work to get your missed clears, instead, rather than just getting them for free at certain scores.
I see.
But yeah, that's Manhole, and it's I loved the modern version of Manhole. Like, it felt so good to play.
You got a Toad miss in addition to your 2 Mario misses.
Yep.
Yoshi is ashamed.
So you let people fall in the water.
You did it!
So, when you get 1,000 points on either difficulty of a modern mode game, you unlock a very hard difficulty.
Very hard.
I'll be showing that all off later. After I clear everything, I go through and show off the very hards. But, here's the hard. It's the same thing, just faster.
Okay.
Possibly with, like, more complex patterns of, things coming. But that's kind of a result of them going faster as well, so... this one I also managed on my first shot.
Also, we see that the icon in the bottom left has changed from the easy mode mushroom to the hard mode flower.
Yep.
So that seems to be just about it.
Yep. Mario gets very angry when you drop him in the water.
I would.
So that was Manhole. I'm not sure what the hell was happening there again. Like, maybe the Yoshi's running a weird toll bridge. Maybe Yoshi just saw these gaps and, like, noticed that the manholes weren't working properly and decided to help.
It's not a toll bridge because he's not collecting tolls.
Yeah, Yoshis don't understand currency. Anyway, fire. Modern fire is interesting. So, we've got Mario and Luigi. We've got the castle on fire. And they are catching the toads that are jumping out and bringing them into the royal carriage for getting away from the fire. And also Yoshi's there. Yoshi does not bounce as high as Toad.
Right, because he's heavy.
Toads are very floaty.
Yeah.
Light and floaty. So, you know, that's the major difference with the modern version of Fire. Also, Donkey Kong Jr. is there. Donkey Kong Jr. is even heavier than Yoshi. Also, Donkey Kong Jr.'s body double, I guess?
Okay.
And also there are eggs. When you catch an egg, it will randomly hatch into either a bomb or a star. If it's a star, stars are worth extra points when you catch them. If it's a bomb, you need to let it drop, because if you send a bomb into the carriage, you get a miss. Don't blow up the carriage.
Okay.
Anyway, at 200, 500, and 700 points, Peach shows up and blows a kiss, and that's what happens when a bomb goes into the carriage, by the way.
You get a bomb miss.
It explodes. But, yeah, at 2, 5, and 700, Peach shows up, blows a kiss, which is a heart, and you catch the heart, and that erases a miss. So, I know while I was playing this, you came by and floated the idea that this is some kind of diplomatic conference that Bowser has, attacked. That, there's these bob-ombs in there that have set the castle on fire, and we're trying to get everyone out because there's all these people for this diplomatic conference.
Including, the emissary from the Kong Isles, Donkey Kong Jr.
Who, presumably was sent to, explain the mysterious disappearance of, the Crocodile Isles?
And perhaps request aid regarding the invasion of the Northern Hemisphere.
Yeah, this could have been, like, while that wall was going on.
Well, that would imply that Donkey Kong is still missing.
Which could be. Donkey Kong isn't in this game.
It's true.
This could have occurred before, Mario Kart 64. So, there's things, it's weird, I can only assume that either Donkey Kong Jr. has body doubles because he's a diplomatic envoy, or he keeps running back into the castle. And honestly, I could believe it. Junior seems like a genuinely nice guy.
So he's trying to rescue more toads.
Yeah. He's running back to help more toads. And also to jump on the trampoline, because it's fun.
You did it!
But, yeah, Junior isn't involved with all of the whole Kong crime family thing. You know, he was briefly the patriarch after his dad vanished in space for a while. But, he gave that up and went back to being just Junior.
But is this that Donkey Kong Jr., or is this some other Donkey Kong Jr.? Like, is
There's
this...
only been one character who has ever been named Donkey Kong Jr.
Okay, but... like, in Donkey Kong 98...
Yeah?
There was Donkey Kong Jr.
Yes.
And there was Donkey Kong.
Yes.
Who we established was Donkey Kong from Donkey Kong Country.
Yes.
So Donkey Kong Jr.
So, no. Here's the thing. The modern Donkey Kong, the one who wears the tie,
Yeah.
is the head of the Kong family.
Right.
This was passed to him by Junior, who was temporarily the head of the Kong family.
Okay.
Because the original Donkey Kong, who is now known as Cranky, was in space.
Okay.
So, no other character has had the name Donkey Kong Jr.,
Okay.
because that has always been the same character, this Junior.
Okay, so in Donkey Kong 98, it is Donkey Kong from Donkey Kong Country and Donkey Kong Jr.
Yes. Who is either his father or his uncle.
Right. Octopus.
Octopus! So, in this, we've got, we still have an octopus guarding sunken treasure. This time, Mario is the one going down. Presumably he's here to collect funds to rebuild the castle that is now burnt down. This modern version has a lot of mechanical differences from the classic. First of all, there are 7 places instead of 5. And all of the tentacles, except for the last one, have 2 spaces that they can reach out to. Also, the more as you grab coins, it actually keeps track of how many you're holding. And the more you have, the slower you move. So, you need to kind of balance how long you're going to stay down there. Because also, when you get back to the boat, you get 2 points per coin that you were holding. And that is the throw button.
Throw?
If you have a sack of treasure, any amount of treasure, you can push the throw button to throw it at a tentacle. And prevent yourself from being grabbed. So, like, if you've loaded up heavy on treasure, you can see something's about to grab you, and you aren't fast enough to get out, you can just throw it. And you're not going to have those coins anymore, so you won't be able to turn them in at the boat for their score. But it could save you a miss. Also, the octopus shoots these ink shots now.
What do the ink shots do?
I never actually got hit by one. I assume that they just caused a miss. Sidebar will tell us.
Okay.
But yeah, that was just, you get 2 points per coin that you had. At 200, once you get back into the water, Lakitu shows up. And Lakitu drops a heart. And you grab the heart and it erases a miss. So, 200, 500, and 700, those are the scores that you get at Modern.
So, Lakitu is clearly one of the Lakitu brothers giving you kickbacks for
Not necessarily!
providing a great documentary on undersea life.
That is entirely possible. They could be, So the Lakitu Media Empire could be filming all of this whole deep diving experience for their network.
Deep diving treasure hunting. And they're like, yeah, here's our share of the ratings. Another diving suit.
Yeah, they're funding the expedition.
Yeah. Because somebody has to. It's not like the castle treasury survived. Where did the octopus get all this treasure?
It was just there.
Like in Classic, there was a sunken ship.
Yeah, okay, here we might actually, like, in that one, the ship was sunken and the treasure was what was on the ship, clearly.
Right.
Here, I think the octopus has just gathered this treasure. The octopus is like a dragon.
Yeah.
And this is a Tord that we're stealing from, so...
I would say that octopi are the dragons of the Mushroom Kingdom, except the dragons are the dragons of the Mushroom Kingdom.
We haven't actually seen any actual dragons yet. We've seen Yoshis.
We've seen Dracons.
When?
Super Mario RPG.
Right.
There's that whole volcano with a dragon in it. He turned into a skeleton.
Right. Also, there was,
Smaller dragons.
I think there was a dragon in Wario's Woods as well.
Probably.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, there are dragons in the Mushroom Kingdom.
Yeah, it's kind of
Point
weird.
withdrawn.
This is a world in which dragons exist.
But the octopi are the ones who collect hordes of treasure.
Right, the dragons just breathe fire. Which is not particularly interesting. I mean, Koopas can breathe fire if they get lucky.
Mario can breathe fire if he has a flower.
Yeah.
Anyway, hard version. No mechanical differences. This doesn't even have, like, the thing of the tentacles don't roll back all the way sometimes. It's just, it is faster. The ink shots are more frequent. That's about it.
Okay.
It's still just Mario stealing from an octopus at the behest of the princess. Oil panic in Modern is weird. So the first thing you're going to notice is that Mario has 2 buckets instead of 1.
Well, that's not the first thing I noticed, but...
Well, okay, once the actual gameplay starts, that's the first thing you'll notice.
Okay.
So here we have Bowser standing on top of this Colosseum thing? I think this might be the ruins of the castle that has burnt out, and he's trying to burn it further by dumping oil on it. And instead of a boss with an oil barrel, you've got a Yoshi. Yoshis eat oil and spit out blocks. If you dump 6 full drops of oil in the Yoshi's mouth within a short span, it will create a block there. If there's already a block there, on the right side, he'll shoot a fireball at the block and you'll get coins, and you'll get, like, a score bonus equal to twice the amount of oil you dumped. On the left side, it builds up a series of blocks. Also here on the right side at 200 points, it creates a question mark block. That's where the heart comes from. Anyway, we have 4 blocks. Yoshi takes the steps up and just fucks up Bowser. And you get 15 extra points for that. But then Bowser just comes right back because it's a Game & Watch game. And yeah, you see there's the heart that you get. It flies up and you catch it. It only erases 1 miss. It doesn't erase 1 miss of each type. Or anything like that.
Are there still different types of misses?
Yes. There are still the fire misses as well as the oil misses, because for some reason Luigi and Donkey Kong Jr. are just... Luigi's taking a nap down there? Jr. is just... I don't know what he's doing. He's got like... Is that a drumstick? Is that just like beating the ground like a drum? Yeah. Anyway, they're just hanging out here, and again, I have to assume that these are the smoldering ruins of the castle, and Bowser's just trying to burn it down further?
Maybe there's... You know what it is? You know what's underneath the castle?
What?
Like in the basement?
The basement had the treasure room
Yep.
in RPG.
And in 64, it had a portal to the Deep Dark Dimension.
Oh, yeah.
So clearly he's trying to get at that. But there's all this castle in the way.
Yeah. Yeah, there's several things underneath there, aren't there? There's like the whole warp zone. There's the Hazy Maze mine area.
Bowser's sub.
Yeah, maybe his submarine
Dry
is
Dock.
sunken down there.
So he clearly wants to get back at that. Any one of those things. He probably has some nefarious plot involving one or more of these locations.
Now, the funny thing about these is that because they're Game & Watch style games, Mario loses eventually. It is inevitable. So we know Mario loses here, and Bowser successfully burns down the rest of this castle.
Yeah. While DK Jr. and Luigi are watching. Luigi's clearly taking a nap after having successfully done fire.
Yeah. Also, there's like several different animations that Yoshi does up here. You know, we saw the first one where he just breathes a big fireball. There was another one that he just throws a big egg. There's the one where he gets a watermelon and spits the seeds out.
Huh.
There'll be one more that we see in a little bit. In the hard run.
Kaboom. You did it!
So, something that I have to say about the Modern Oil Panic. I did not like the Modern Oil Panic.
No?
Here's the hint thing for it, because I once fucked up enough to get the hint thing for it. So, Game & Watch games, like, the whole thing of them is they are instant. That's, like, what makes them really fun for me is you push the button, something happens instantly, it is all about pure reaction. In the Modern Oil Panic, there's an animation of Mario dumping the oil out, and you cannot move away while he's doing that animation. And it just, in general, feels weirdly unresponsive. There were so many times playing this game that I felt like I lost because Mario didn't do the thing that I told him to do, which is, like, exactly what a Game & Watch game should not have. So, it really just rubbed me the wrong way. Which is unfortunate, because it has a lot of interesting mechanics with, like, the dumping the blocks, getting the blocks if you get 6. The fact that, like, Yoshi actually, there's a pause after you dump any oil into Yoshi, so you can, like, grab some oil, dump it in, while Yoshi is paused, grab another drop of oil, swap and dump that in as well. And, like, you can get a lot in there. Here's that last animation, by the way. Yoshi has a gun!
What? So,
canonically, Yoshi has a gun.
remember when Shadow the Hedgehog first came out and people made the joke of what would happen if Mario did the same thing with Shadow the Hedgehog?
Mario had a gun in 1994 when he rode Yoshi to destroy the Koopa Kingdom's mech army.
Yeah. So what we're trying to say is that Mario sold out before
Mario is edgier than Sonic has ever been. Mario's been to war, you know.
It's true, he has, and Mario bombs away
I love that Luigi just goes right back to his nap after he gets up and is briefly angry.
You did it!
Anyway, here's what happens when you have all 80 stars.
You play fire.
You just have like a little celebration.
With the Power Star. And the rebuilt castle?
Yeah.
Donkey Kong Jr. and Yoshi have had an alliance, apparently, on a cloud.
Oh yeah, that was something that you mentioned when you were watching me play it, that we didn't bring up here for fire. You know, the Power Stars.
Yeah.
When you catch a star, it's worth 5 points instead of 1.
Right.
The Power Stars are 5 times more valuable than a Toad's life.
This is true.
It is quantifiably stated in here. Anyway, after that little scene, you get the credits roll again. I just sped through it here. So now we're going to go through and just show off the very hard mode of each of the games. They're very fast.
Is that the only difference?
Pretty much, yeah. You can see now in the lower left there's the star icon, indicating that it's very hard. But, yeah, this, very hard. I believe it goes at the same speed that you have at 1,000 points on either of the other difficulties. So, like, you get to start at, like, the top speed if you really just want to have the frantic challenge gameplay.
Not entirely sure why you would. Like, is there any reason to actually play it on very hard?
I mean, there's not, like, an unlockable thing for it. It's fun.
Okay.
if you enjoyed the games, and if you like it at the high speeds, then you have the opportunity to play them at high speeds without going through all the slow speed parts first. You know, jump straight into the bits that's frantic and hectic, and that's fun.
Okay.
You know, I really like the frantic, hectic, fun gameplay thing of the Game & Watch games. So, like, if this was a game that, like, I actually owned as a kid, I would play the very hard things a lot, probably. Because it's the game that is good, but immediately brought up to the highest, most interesting difficulty. So here's Fire. Didn't explicitly mention this, but the modern version of Fire does not have the multiple different levels that things can fall out of, because it's already got all the complicated mechanics of things bouncing at different heights. Dropping a star does not cause a miss, by the way. It is purely like a bonus thing. I love the fact that when they drop someone accidentally, like, they run and hide behind the carriage.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit.
We made a mistake.
Don't let him see us. It wasn't us, it was someone else. Someone else made the mistake, yeah.
A lot of stars.
Yeah, that's another thing with, like, at the higher level of difficulty, they give you a lot more variety of things. You get a lot of the eggs. And a lot more juniors.
So what's very hard for Octopus like?
Very hard for Octopus? That Octopus fires the ink shots all the time. That's like what very hard is there. As well as, you know, the tentacles are going pretty fast to begin with, but it's mostly the ink shots come a lot more frequently. Like in the other difficulties, you get an ink shot maybe like once every 100 or 200 points. Here they come like every 10 to 15 points or so. You know, it's a time-based thing, I'm pretty sure, not like a point-based thing, but...
But again, it's the same sort of...
Yeah.
Start at frantic levels instead of not.
Oil Panic. So, one of the things that I had a real problem with Oil Panic, that I didn't explicitly mention yet, is that the oil drops took so long to drip down. I actually enjoyed the very hard of Modern Oil Panic a hell of a lot more than the normal difficulty. Because it starts out at a point where the drops actually fall while I am thinking about them, and not sitting there waiting for ages for them to come down. And you can see here that, like, I'm using the, like I said, I managed to get, like, 7 or 8 oil drops into the Yoshi there before it spit out at the block. But, yeah, this one I managed to get pretty far in, actually. Like, really far. I forgot how far I got in this, actually.
I mean... It may sound like I'm kind of down on the whole idea of just play it at a more frantic pace. This action reflex game. But you gotta understand, when I was playing games in '98, I was playing Half-Life and StarCraft.
Well, I mean, first of all, this is 1997.
Oh, okay.
And it's a modern update of games from 1981 and, like, 83. So, it's you know, it's updated versions of these games, but they're still games that were designed in the early 80s.
Right.
This is what gameplay was.
Right. What I'm saying is, it's not... It wasn't up to the times.
There's still, like, value to it. There's still, like, something good about this gameplay.
Alright.
You know, it's a different kind of gameplay. It is arcade-style gameplay. You're going for a high score. And it's exhilarating. Just, like, getting into the zone and catching everything and... You know, just running off of the reflexes.
Yeah, but I had Quake for that.
Well, that involves... Whatever. Here's the gallery. Let's just show off the gallery, and that's the end of the game. So in the gallery, each of the blocks that you unlock shows a Game & Watch game. It's a gallery of Game & Watch titles.
Here, we see a Game & Watch style character with extremely long arms.
So yeah, it goes through a bunch of different Game & Watch games and like a little information when they were released, what they were about. Yeah, so there were a lot of different variations of the Game & Watch games. You know, they had the dual screens, they had wide screens, they had, like, panoramic things.
Why are they parachuting into the ocean that's filled with sharks?
I don't know!
Judge?
I haven't played that. I haven't played this. I haven't played most of these Game & Watch games.
Get the
This is
larger
like...
number to win.
Yeah, I don't know how that works.
Fire attack.
It's different from fire. Because this time, it's an attack.
Seems a little racist.
It may have been. I don't know. Flagman. It's Simon Says. I think. So, yeah. And Octopus. I'm not entirely sure why it has the games that are already in here.
Well, because it's showing you when it was released. It's
There's a million
a gallery. A gallery of Game & Watch. Like art.
Manhole, another million seller. And yeah, you can see these games were out in 1981. You know, these are games that predate Donkey Kong. So, here, you know, it's got Mario Brothers, and I wanted to see, because I noticed that it was, like, animating the full game. I wanted to see how long it would actually do that for. And it actually does, like, animate the full game, including, like, the bosses who tell you to stop taking a break. Like, they put a lot of effort into the gallery. Vermin. Beat up vermin with hammers in your farm.
Sausage.
Yep. Sling that sausages. It's another be in the spot to catch the thing game.
But this time you have to fling it. And I guess this was popular enough to become one of Game & Watch's attacks.
And here there's just tools falling from the sky infinitely, and it's called Helmet, but you need to avoid them, so you clearly don't have a proper helmet.
But it's Gold Series instead of Silver.
Mario Cement Factory. I love the description of this. Deliver cement to the dump.
So, you got the cement,
Producing all
but you're
the
just
cement and we're literally
destroying
just
it.
throwing it out.
Just throw it away. This extreme...
You're having this extremely dangerous work site to get through and produce the cement, and we're just throwing it in a dump. There's fire. Help the jumpers escape the inferno! And land in an ambulance. Because you enter an ambulance from the top.
Yeah, apparently.
And ambulances are clown cars that can fit infinite patients.
Yeah. Turtle Bridge.
It's a bridge of turtles that you go across the turtles.
And then somebody smacks you?
I don't know. I don't know what this game is. You're
Oh,
bringing
you seem to
parcels across the turtle bridge?
Okay.
Lion! This lion cage is open, and you need to keep the lions in indefinitely.
Using chairs.
I'm pretty sure the Game & Watch series is, like, as a whole, a treatise on workplace safety?
Boxing. Versus series.
Yeah, so we've seen a couple of Versus series games. There was Donkey Kong Hockey, Donkey Kong 3.
Mm-hmm.
This was the first of the Versus series.
So, it's a fighting game.
But it was a Game & Watch game. So it's like a little handheld. And that's the whole gallery, and that's Game & Watch Gallery. That's it.
There's no more Game & Watch galleries after this.